This conference will now be recorded.
Make sure everybody can hear my sound, my lovely voice okay? Tick, tick, tick. Can you guys online hear me okay? David, Michelle, check, check. So you can give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you guys can hear me okay.
Hey, good morning, Dave.
I got you guys muted, so if you could just text chat, that would be great. Actually, you know what? I don't know. I'm going to go open mic as long as there's no a lot of feedback. I'll keep it. For you guys that are online, I'll keep your mics open as long as we don't get a whole lot of feedback there, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Perfect.
Hi, David.
David, say hi to everybody in the room.
Hi, everybody.
Say hi, everybody. There you go.
We just waved.
No, I didn't turn the camera on. So we'll do that. So we're gonna get started here in a minute. Just give everybody a chance to catch up. But what we're gonna do today is we're gonna have you guys log into Command. Now, if you haven't logged into Command, this might not be the class for you. Okay, because I'm not gonna take time and show you how to get into set up everything. Because today's class is about opportunities. Today's about getting paid in commissions. Now, if you need those other trainings, I will certainly give this to you. I just can't give them to you right now. Is that fair? So everybody knows their logins and passwords at this point. I know you guys have all logged in at some point before, right? Just amuse me and say yes. There you go. Good answers. So the website that you need to go to for Command is what? Somebody tell me. Agent.kw.com. No, you don't. 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 There's no way for you to get to agent.kw.com from your you didn't get there from your MyKW page. I assure you. Are you questioning me? Anybody know Beavis and Butthead? Are you questioning me?
But I did from my people.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Here. That's right, and then you go to.
What? Wait. Ah, look at that. So I lied. They added that's brand new. I haven't seen it before. That is brand spanking new. Look at that. Yeah, all right. You win. I was wrong. Dave was wrong. I'm gonna write it on the board, right? Dave was wrong.
No, come on.
No, I was belligerent. I can own it. Oh, I don't blame me. I just own it. I own it. It's perfectly okay to own it. Perfectly okay. Yeah, that's a perfect example of them adding stuff every day. Okay, it is 1 o'clock, so we are starting. We are starting right now. Okay, so everybody, here's the thing. This is being recorded, okay? If you can keep up, keep up. Great. If you can't, best thing to do is watch what's going on. Okay, because you can go back in, you can play around with it. I'll answer questions at the end. But if you can't keep up to the point that I feel like we're going to get sidetracked a little bit, I won't be able to go to each and every one of you and help you individually. Is that fair? All right, perfect. All right, so agent.kw.com. We're going to learn about opportunities, okay? We're going to learn about getting paid in commissions, okay? I wish this was higher. So in opportunities, okay, there's a couple things that you're going to find out that you need to do to get paid, all right? The first thing that you have to have, who knows what the very first thing that you have to have? If I'm going to put something into the system that I'm going to need to get paid, what's the very first thing I have to have in Command? Before ratified contract. Contacts. Barbara's my favorite student, in case you guys didn't know. Don't take it personal, she just is. Contacts. Okay, once I have a contact, okay, then I'll create what? Create an opportunity, right? So in the system, You'll be tracking. You've got your contacts. And then once you put your contact under contract for something, whether it's a listing or a buyer broker agreement, even before you ratify a contract, they've become an opportunity, yes? Okay, so you'll have them as an opportunity, okay? Now, once they have an opportunity and I write a contract, right? And that contract becomes ratified, or even if it doesn't get ratified, I essentially have made an offer on something, right? So in the system, you'll make an offer. Okay. Once the system and I make an offer to something and it becomes ratified, it's become what? Accepted. Okay. Once it's become accepted, then and only then can I process commissions. Okay. Those are the 5 things that you guys have to do when creating them. I think I just locked her out. Should I let her in? You walk out, you get locked out. That's how it rolls. Yeah. Well, they better hustle because they're behind already. My classes start on time. No, I unlocked it. All right, so these are what we will be going over today, okay? Contacts, opportunity, offer, accepted, commissions. The days of being able to put in a green sheet after I've done everything and without submitting documentation into the system or doing any of those things, I cannot do this. And jump to there. Remember the days of KWS, I could jump right in and do a green sheet because I did paperwork through DocuSign or some other system. In Command, I have to have that done, that done, that done, that done. Then, only then, can I put in commissions. Yes?
If we are already in process in ShopLoop in our other systems.
Okay. No. All right, so good question. So at the end of this month, okay, you're going to have, or most of you will have transactions that are currently in process, okay? If they've already been submitted and there's green sheets and if a green sheet has been done, then you're good to go. If a green sheet hasn't been done by the end of the month, then this is what has to happen. Okay, now all of this I want you to understand has nothing to do with DocuSign. Okay, this is done outside of DocuSign at this moment. You could use .loop, you could use DocuSign, you could use Carrier Pigeon to get your documents back and forth, don't matter to me. This is separate than document creation in the system, separate class, okay? Has anybody here, well, segue, has anybody in here not created their DocuSign account yet? Okay, so stay after class and we'll do that after class, okay? Chris.
So can I hear you right? Like say you closed yesterday, you have to go into Command to get paid?
No. You didn't hear me right at all. I said at the end of the month, that's when green sheets go away. So if you've done a green sheet up until this point, you're fine. But anything going forward after the end of the month, if you have not created a green sheet by the end of the month, then this is the system you're going to have to do it in. That's what we're saying. Okay. So we are in here. You guys have contacts. All right. Let me minimize this here. I'm going to bring up a contact. Now, what I'm not going to walk you through right now is creating a contact because you guys have done that at this point. Now, there's a little glitch here. You kind of have to click off that drop-down screen. So once you have a contact, okay, there's a couple of ways to go about adding opportunities for somebody. You can do it right from their contact record, okay? Right here on their timeline. So when you're on the contact record, this is their timeline over here on this side. And I can click on opportunities, which will show me either opportunities that I currently have created for somebody, okay? Or I can hit the plus button to create a new opportunity, all right? Now I could also, on the left-hand side, here's the drop down, the thumbnails with all the direct links to the different places that are within Command. the two shaking hands. Okay, everybody see that over there? When I hover over, it says opportunities. You can go directly to the opportunity page. And from the opportunity page, I could create an opportunity, right? So I can go in either way that I'm working. Jump to that page. This is the opportunities page, okay? It's an overview of everything that you have going on that you've created opportunities for, okay? On this page, we will see listings, buyers, and leases. Leases will house both listing leases and tenant leases, okay? There won't be 4 of these, there's 3 of these. But they all functionally work the same as far as the process of jumping through them, okay? So what you see across the top, but we're just gonna work through listings here. You see cultivate, appointment, active, under contract, and close, okay? Those are called phases, okay? Phases are not editable. They are permanent. Those headers are there for everybody in KW, okay? And think of this as like a Russian nesting doll as far as how those things drop below, because you've got the phases. Now, in each phase, okay, you can have stages. So if I have a contact, I'm just going to go jump into one that I have here. Now I could create an opportunity also from right here. You guys see up in the upper right-hand side? We'll do that in just a second. But I'm going to go into my opportunities here that I've already created. Let's go into cultivate. Okay. So I'm going to see underneath cultivate, I have these different stages: watch, nurture, and hot. Speaking of hot, anybody else warm in here? Yeah, yes, no, maybe so. No? Okay, maybe it's just me under the heat of all these eyes watching me. All right. Watch, nurture, and hot. So we're in a phase, cultivate, and in that cultivate stage, we have these different stages. Stages are customizable, okay? And what that means is I can add extra stages should I choose to do so. You've got some defaults that are built into the system, okay? But if you want additional phases, you can certainly do that. So I had somebody earlier today, just as an example, under the appointment stage, or actually they moved it to active. Under the active stage, they created a stage, active phase. They created a stage called pre-listing because they had contracts that they were active because they had contracts, but they weren't actively on the market yet. So they created a stage, okay, called pre-market, pre-listing. All right. In this particular one, opportunities cultivate, I have this one called frank listing under nurture, okay? That means I'm working it through the process. So in the very beginning, they'll cultivate, they might be watch. I met them in an open house, I got their contact information, okay? Then I might drop them under watch. Here's the nice thing, let's just move Frank. I can drag them. I can drag, oh, I heard that, oh. I can drag and drop amongst the process. As I move along the board, this is like a Trello board, for those of you that are familiar with that, okay? I can move these things through the process, okay? So Frank is under watch and he's cultivating, okay? Now, if I click on Frank here, I can actually view the details of his particular transaction. Now, let me come back out. Of course, it's going to work a little bit slow on me, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to start a brand new one. I'm going to go ahead and create an opportunity just from the beginning. All right, so if I click create opportunity, this is the screen that pops up. Now remember, what's the very first thing I have to do if I create an opportunity? What do I have to have? Contacts, right? So you have to have a contact to tie an opportunity to, okay? But once I've done that, I can say, hey, this could be a listing, I'm the owner, and let's create a client here in command. That's correct. No, I'm in the listings one right now. There's listings, there's buyers, and there's leases. All right, so let me just go ahead and create one for somebody. I just start typing a name. All right. So then it automatically gives it a name, the Jackson listing, okay? I could add some tags to this if I wanted to. Open house, maybe where the lead was from, if it was a referral or something like that. When do I think they're going to close? I can say, oh, they'll close by the end of September. You're guesstimating at this point, right? Estimated listing price, houses in that neighborhood sell for $900. Mm-hmm. All right, so this commission rate won't be the 6%, it's the listing side. So if you take a 6% listing in and you're splitting it 50-50, it's 3. If you're taking a 5% listing, which I know none of you do, it's 2.5, okay? Then down here it says, what phase do I want to drop him into? So remember I was showing you the board, there's the 5 different phases: cultivate, opportunity, or appointment, or active. Okay. Now I can't put it to close or under contract because I haven't done any of that yet. So the system knows smart enough that there's only 3 phases I can start at, right? Now this might be a come list me versus a completely cold lead. If it's completely cold, it might drop into cultivate. But if it's somebody I know that said, hey, they're my sphere, I have a relation, it might just jump right to the opportunity, the appointment step. And then scheduling an appointment. And maybe I scheduled it for Wednesday. Create opportunity. Now, it kind of gives me a drop down with some basic information about what it might look like, potential listing price, potential commissions. Those are going to back populate to your board. Who all has a whiteboard in their office? Okay, you've got pins or some sort of tracking mechanism in your office, right? You put somebody's name, you put the listing date, the price, the potential commissions, potential close date. That's all you're doing right here. So this is a digital version of a whiteboard that might be on the wall in your office. Okay, so this is when we fill all this out, you're going to see all this information just like you would on your whiteboard. All right. All right. Now, I come back out to this opportunity. So now I just added an opportunity under my appointment stage, right? Yes? So now I see it right there. Put in Jackson, add him as a contact, put the purchase price, potential close date. It became an opportunity on my board. Now, if I don't like the view, I can change the way it looks. Some people like board view, some people like list view. Doesn't really matter. Personal choice, right? Now, if I go into the Jackson listing now, so I've got a contact, got an opportunity. Go into the listing here. Now at the top here, let's just pretend for a second that I've taken the listing, it's in the MLS. I can hit the select from KWS button up here and tie the listing to the record. Okay, so KWRI now has its own IDX. You guys know that, yes? No? Okay, so a year ago, we've been talking about this for a while now, that they bought a company called Smarter Agent. Smarter Agent is the company that actually currently your mobile app was built on. Okay, the feed, the IDX. IDX means search. To you guys, that's what IDX is. Internet Data Exchange means search. That's really all it means. A brokerage cannot have a direct feed from the MLS. However, a technology company that provides a service or a software can. That's how Zillow gets your information. That's how all these companies have listings on their platforms, but not brokerages. Because we own a company now, we are able to get all of those listings directly off of MLS. And that's what will populate directly to the KWLS. Okay. Now at the moment, those are updating about once a day. Those will be very shortly updating as quickly as Zillow, 15 minutes. Where that will be there very, very quickly. So your feed to your clients will be as quick as what they're getting from the MLS. Pretty close, right? You hit yes in the MLS. Now, if you've got an automatic MLS pop out, it's going to pop out, but you're going to be at about 15 minutes lag time from the MLS. That's pretty cool, right? I think so. All right, so I can go in here and I can click. Let's just pretend that I have a listing. Let's just go ahead and say, you know, it was this one right here. Okay. And I tied that to the record now. That's not the actual listing for this guy, but I just grabbed the one that I had. come back up to the opportunities page. I still see him under my active page. Oh, here's under appointment. But now actually, because I have a listing, he would actually now be active, right? So I could take Jackson and, come on. Hold on, right here, and drop them right into the active stage. And now he's under the active tab. Okay, the question was, will it work if he's under coming soon? Remember, this is not, I was able to attach my listing to from whatever's in the MLS. If it's in the MLS, I can grab. Now, remember, if it's coming soon in the MLS, it's not syndicating. So I'm not gonna be able to attach it, but I can create an opportunity without having the listing connected to it. Once I activate the listing, then I can go search for it and tie the two together. Okay, because this isn't pulling all this information directly from MLS. No, because I created this first and then I tied the listing. So you would absolutely create this before the listing goes in the MLS, because it may be an early stage cultivate opportunity because I don't have the listing yet, right? Because I'm going through the process of working it through the transaction to get to the point where I actually get the listing. And there's a lot of work that happens before that, right? I go on the appointment, I create a CMA, I go on meetings, we have coffee. So all that happens in here. You're tracking all that relationship. That's why you're able to move it from cultivate to watch to nurture, then to the appointment of scheduling. And then I've scheduled it and then I have an active listing. So I'm moving it through the entire process. Go ahead, you got a question, yes? Oh, okay. All right. Now I can't drag them to under contract yet. Actually, yes, I can, sorry. I'm going to go ahead and drag him to under contract just so you can kind of see what happens next. So if we go to under contract, I'm going to open up Jackson. Now, remember, this is fictitious, okay? So if I go ahead and open up that opportunity board, which is still cycling very, very slow. So I can go to one that's currently active. I'm trying to give you a workaround so I can show you something. So give me 1 second. Okay. Now it's not letting me open up that one just because there's a little lag in the system right now. So I just opened up another one. But had I opened up Jackson, okay, this is what I would see. Now I have this offer section, okay? I had contacts, I created the opportunity. Now I have an offer. Let's pretend I got an offer, okay? JDO made me an offer on my property. Click add new offer. We'll call this initial offer, okay? And Jenny said, hey, we're gonna close on the end of August. I'm sorry, the offer date was today, sorry. What's today? 27th? All right, so we're gonna close at the end of September. All right. Then, okay, just make up a seller here. So this is gonna be Barry Buyer. Changes to Sam Seller. Okay. You can put in the rest of your information. I'm gonna cut. Bogus information there. My information here. All right, terms. Okay, say the purchase price here. Say, what did I say? The listing was 900, right? All right, so say they're gonna put 50 down. Finance the rest. Okay. Yeah, it's not. So a combination of latency because of the bandwidth that I'm in here. Try something. How it goes sometimes, right? No problems. All right. And then I'm going to say earnest deposit. I can put it as a percentage. I can put the dollar amount. Okay, so they put 10,000 down. Now, some of this information applies to us, some of it doesn't, right? Because remember, this is national. This is not necessarily just local information here. So option fees, termination notice, okay, they may or may not apply to what we're doing here. And I can go over here to agent analysis. Now, this is a cool screen. So whoever here has been in a situation where they have multiple offers, right? Anybody had more than 27 offers on a property before? I did. It was busy. So what did I have to do? I had to create a spreadsheet, right? So I had to have a spreadsheet with all the terms for every single offer that I could present to my client. And here, if I find myself in a situation, I can create multiple offers and then I can stack them and it'll print out a list and rank everything next to each other. And what you're able to do is I could add pros and cons for each of the offers. Okay. Pro, quick close. Okay. Cons, they want, I didn't put it in here, but they want $25,000 in seller concessions, or they want a long close, right? Summary, then I make a little summary note, because this is, I'll be able to email this offer over to my client. So the pros and cons are strictly based off of your knowledge of the transaction, the conversation that you have with the listing agent. Maybe one of the pros might be, Jenny and I have worked together, so I think she's a competent agent, okay, that can see this through. We've all had agents on the other side that we know have no business being in real estate, right? Exactly. That may be the best priced offer, but could be an issue. So that might be something you might bring up to your clients when you're presenting things to them. So that's the type of information that you could put on the pro and con sheet that you, when you create that, okay? But I'm just gonna leave that blank for right now. So now I've created an offer, okay? Contact, opportunity, offer. Okay, if I created another offer, I would sit it here. I could check both boxes and then I could compare them together. So if I had, for the sake of speed, let me add another offer real quick. Come on, come on. All right, let's go leave that. Party's name. Let's put in, come on, people. All right. All right, I'm gonna skip that, see what, if I need anything there, no. Terms, I don't need an email address, 567@gmail.com. That's all right. Can put the price in. Let's say they made an offer of $910. Maybe they made a cash offer. Come on, type. All right. So now I've got two offers, right? Just can't see them real well. Excuse my back to you for a second. I'm going to check those both. Now I see I have this comparable offers button here. See what happened? And now had I put pros or cons there, okay, that would show up on the sheet. I just didn't fill any of those fields in. So you've got all this information, and then I can email this over to my client. You find value in that? I think so. I think there's great value. I could download that, or I could email that directly to my client. All right, so let's go back. My offers. Now let's go ahead and say, hey, after we've talked to them, Okay, we've got these two offers, but they're going to go ahead and accept this offer because it's cash, right? Because nobody's not going to accept cash if it's the best terms and everything else, right? They go ahead and accept. It's now become accepted. And what's going to happen is you can't see it yet, but this little button next to offers says commissions, and it's cycling right now. Okay, so it's waiting to open up that door, and it just turned dark. Dark means I can click on it now, right? We're all familiar that if something is highlighted that I can now click on it. So now I have an offer or contact. I've created an opportunity. The opportunity became an offer. The offer was accepted. Okay. Now I have the ability to add commissions. Commissions is what? What's that? But what are commissions? In our world, what are commissions now? Green sheets. Right, this is the new green sheet, yes? It's really not. You were doing all this before. You were putting green sheets in before. You had to fill out 4 pages worth of information. You had to put the buyer, you had to put the seller, you had to put the address, right? You had to go through, you had to break everything down. It's all here for you now. It's all here for you. It's easier just because you've done it before. Okay, so it's all right here for you. Now, this is not live yet. Okay, so it's not completely done, whereas at the bottom of the green sheet, you would see a lot of different offers, right? For those of you that work with Eric or Transaction Coordinator, you can add different things, breakdowns. That's not on here yet, but it will be at the end of the month. You'll have some options to change up some of the price breaks. For those of you that we split with other agents, you'll be able to add the second agent because here's the unit, right? We're all used to using units of 1 or 0.5 or 0.25 if we're sharing with somebody. We'll be able to add the additional agents, and you'll see the summary on the right-hand side. And then here it is against your cap, right? So no longer do you have to go, geez, let me check with Debbie. Am I capped? Am I not capped? No, you guys know when you're capped. I'm being facetious here, but where am I against my cap? How much is left to go? These wheels right here will track you where you are against your office cap, okay? And where you are against your royalties cap. They're right there built into the system for you. Now, when this was all done, I'll be able to come right over here and hit this submit button, and I'll be done. And that is submitting a green sheet. You guys are being awful quiet. Any questions on this process, right? Created a contact. We created an opportunity. Now, at no point was any of this tied to paperwork, right? This is all just system-driven stuff at this point. Now, in the future, okay, when I have documents and dot loop and all those things, which I'll be able to do within here, right, and feed it all through, it'll read the documents. So it'll know timelines and things like that. It'll be able to pull that information directly from your contacts. Now, that's not there right now. You guys need to understand that. But in the future, and I would say relatively near future, maybe that's 2020, okay, and I pull in a contract, it'll say, okay, here's the closing date, here's the ratification date, here's the seller subsidy, here's the commission, here's the earnest money deposit, here's where all of these things are going, and populate that into a timeline for you. So you don't have to do all that entry stuff that you just did. But in the beginning, we have to do a little bit. Now, for those of you that seen some of the presentations that Gary said, he said, you're going to hate me in the beginning because you're going to have to do some dual entry. Well, this is some of the dual entry he was talking about. Right? You're going to have to ratify some paperwork. You're going to have to upload the paperwork, right? And I'll show you that in a minute here, what that looks like. But putting in the secondary information that is already in the contract. So that has to happen in the beginning until they finalize all the processes. Okay. Go ahead.
I know that look is going away at some point, but
September 15th.
Okay, so we have a lot of business.
Okay, I'll come to dot loop in a minute. Let's just focus on this for right now, but I will address dot loop at the end of this. Who's got questions on everything I just did? I know some of you were looking at your screens. Some of you were looking up here. Does this seem complicated? No, the answer is no I'm looking for. No, the answer is no. You need to jump in and play around with this, is what I heard you just say. You don't need more training. You need to go in and jump in and do this. Right? You got to go in and put your contacts in. You got to go create bogus information. That's okay. Just like dot loop. How many times do I say when we're in dot loop, if the first time you use dot loop is the first time you write a contract, then you're wrong. You're just wrong. Okay? So you need to go into the system now and utilize it. This is your tool, right? We joke about this and say, hey, the first time you got a phone, did you take a phone class? Or did you just start playing with the applications embedded in the phone? Jump in here and start playing with this. Yeah, we got training classes out the wazoo and this stuff, and you're all welcome to come to every single one of them. Now, you're coming to one today that kind of slaps you right in the middle, right? So if you haven't taken a Command 101 class, you're probably a little lost right now, and I understand that. Okay. And there will be a class starting on September 3rd. I'll have a setup and launch class for Command, and some of you may need to revisit that. That's okay. But just think, that's why I put this pen to paper. If you think about the process, contact, opportunity, offer, accepted, commission. Everything is clickable. Everything is right on your dashboard. Jenny. Right. Yeah, so just the high level stuff, right? This was not creating a contract. This was just putting high level information in. Close of escrow date, ratification date, purchase price, earnest money deposit. That's all it really asked you at this point. This is not filling out a contract. This is just giving the system the terms like you would on a traditional green sheet about the transaction, right? That's all we're really doing here. Well, right, just like, yeah, you can, but you can create a bogus one. 123 Main Street for Barry Buyer at $500,000 with $10,000 down. Doesn't have to be a real listing. And now we did a listing here, but if I went into the buyer situation, it still works exactly the same way, right? Then I'm making an offer on Jenny's property. Now remember, this information I'm putting in is not filling out a contract. It's just giving me some high level information so I can track it, just like I wrote it on my board, right? Because if I'm writing something on my whiteboard in my office, it's not pulling from anywhere, right? We wrote an offer for $500,000, close of escrow is on Saturday, earnest deposit is $5,000 at UT, closing cost is this, home inspection is 7 days, right? We're doing that manually now, or a lot of people are. You're just doing it digitally. Okay, let me come all the way back up to the beginning.
Can you go backwards in this? Because I went all the way forward and I don't see my commission. I made up something and nothing is highlighted and I can't take it out of the closed opportunity and put it back into something else.
Sure, so if you go to your offers, great question. So under offers, so you can't really submit commissions yet anyways, right? I can't hit that submit button, it's not live. But if I come back here to where these are right here, there's 3 dots next to it, I can remove the offer. Or I can edit the offer. So I can change it from accepted or not, or I can completely remove the offer. So you have the ability to wipe these things out, right? Because it's not going to skew your numbers up. You just go back in and you remove all the bogus information that you've added into the system. Good.
Every time I try to get into my contact, solely says unexpected error.
Well, I can't address that right now, but we can get and take a look at that. Yes, remember, we're still in a system that they are constantly, I'll say it's living and breathing, but it's changing every day. So there are days, just like it was spinning, so I had to jump around a little bit, where it's not doing exactly what we want it to do in the time frame that we want it to do it right now. We understand that. Sometimes you just need to kind of get up and walk away from it and come back to it. You know, it's coming. It's so much further along than where. Remember what we said? We launched this in February. And we came back from family reunion and we started implementing things. Look at where we are now. This is pretty radical how far we've come. All right, who else got a question? Jeremy.
I saw when you're putting in the commission, there was full and then, sorry, I don't have my computer.
That's all right.
Like multiple, so is that where you do referral fees or multiple payments?
So right now I don't have the ability to split it up, but there was units are here, right? So I would change that to 0.75 and then I would add a second agent that might be 0.25 that I'm referring it out to. I just can't do that right now.
Like right now, there's another agent in the office from split. We're working on it together. So
I can't, all right, so there's a multiple.
Basically, I have to do one and he has to do one.
Yes. See right there's a multiple payments option right here. That's where this is going to be able to be turned on live where we can have multiple agents in there. It's just not fully active yet. Yeah, I can see that screen better than this screen. But yeah, if you think the way the green sheets worked, functionality, it's going to do the same thing. The layout and the platform's different, but functionality, you're doing the same thing. But again, it'll be intuitive enough that once you get in there, oh, okay, this is what I have to, or what do? You come grab me, you come grab Shannon, you come grab Sheila. I mean, we're all floating around. We're all staying up to speed on this as best we can, as fast as we can. Okay. Who's got another question? Billy. I'm doing tons and tons of training through the month of September, and I will, because they're chaining, that I'm posting the recordings up. So yeah. So this is recorded and I'll post this. Absolutely. Who else has a question? Tell them how much you love this, Barbara. Carolina. Working on it. Tony's a master at it. We spent an hour this morning. She got all her questions answered.
I know you haven't uploaded the contracts.
Right.
But then I'm a little worried about, dot loop is ending and we're starting on this, but this isn't ready to go yet. It seems
All right.
like that kind of close.
Remember, those are two different questions. Those are two different things. This is not the contract writing vehicle. This is where you're putting information in about your contract. Okay. DocuSign and dot loop over here. Command is just where everything else, we're checking the boxes that everything is done. I understand what you're saying. And as we go live, and right now we're setting up your DocuSign accounts. Okay. The DocuSign, for those of you that use it before to what you're using, it's different because you had DocuSign and you probably had it used as a authentication piece for signature, and then you had it plugged into zip forms, or right, where you were getting the documents from. This is going to be DocuSign, what's called Rooms Edition, where all the contract docs will be in DocuSign. So you won't be plugging into a third-party library like we've done in the past. So this is all going to be right in the system. It's just not live yet. We're still working on it. So we have MVR connections in place, MAR connections in place, working on the G-card connector to come in place. Those are coming. And as those launch, we will certainly let you guys know. But, and for those of you that are moving from dot loop, this is an easier transition than it was going from DocuSign to dot loop. Right? Functionality, again, it's the same, right? You're going to have a library of documents, right? They're going to be able to fill in the fields. You're going to be able to assign fields for people to sign off on, and they're going to come back to you. Now, in the beginning, what I did was I clicked on this documents, and when you guys create your offers and opportunities, you're going to see a documents tab. So I want you guys to go ahead and click on those when you check out, and what you're going to see is a checklist, right? So this is what the compliance piece is all about, right? So in the beginning, what you're going to have to do, okay, once this is live, and whether you continue to use another system or you're using DocuSign for your contracts, you're going to have to download a document to your desktop, and you're going to have to load it to Command. I don't know exactly, if the 15th that the connector's in place, I don't know. But right now, what I'm telling you, you can play around with this now. You can download a document and you can load it directly in by adding a file, okay? Tax record, trust docs, exclusive right listing, and start loading these in right now. And then what you would do is you would submit to Market Center. That's the same as submit for review, where Shannon can go in and stamp off and sign the documents that need to be signed off on. Okay. So you can actually go and play with that now and start loading documents to see what that looks like, what the look and feel is. But again, this is still Command separate from DocuSign. So what I need you guys to kind of think is that DocuSign on itself is standalone for the moment. And then there will be an integration that takes place where I can literally zap my documents and drag them right into Command. In the very, very beginning, what you're going to have to do is download a PDF and then load it up. And you're going to have to match them up. So that means you're going to have to split them in. Like, you can't load a 70-page document, right? So you're going to have the contract. You're going to have the tax record. So you're going to have to break those things up in the beginning. You do the same thing now. Now, in dot loop, I can split directly in dot loop, right? Now, once in DocuSign, I may have that ability to do that. I'm sure they will. Day one, you might have to finagle your PDFs a little bit. I feel like there's a question over here. I can see it. Okay. What info? Okay, good question. Let's talk about that for a second. All right. So you've heard me talk about termination dates, and these things are kind of the cascading into the sunset. So on the 15th of September, okay, any current loops that you have open that you're working on will not terminate on the 15th. If they close in December, they close in December. You can still use those loops. You just won't be able to create any new loops. So again, any pre-existing loops that are created before the 15th, you can still work in those loops. You can still submit for review. You can still use the digital signing. All of that is going to work, okay? I just can't start a new transaction for a new client on the 15th. Anything else that's previously sold or closed or in your loops, you will always have access to, okay? You don't have to download those. You don't have to move those. You will have access to those. That will be there for you guys forever. That agreement is in place, okay? As we go forward, what a lot of people worry about, oh, my numbers aren't all in here yet. KW understands that. You don't need to go and add all your previously closed transactions from the last 12 months into the system. Keller's going to zap all that over. Is that going to be on the 15th? No, it's not. But all your numbers and all your previously closed transactional data will port over to the system. I just don't know when. Okay? So the review, .loop sunsets on the 15th, but anything that you have currently active working in .loop, open loops, are there for you to take all the way through close. Now, what I recommend, I know it's a little bit of double work, is that use those loops to practice on this, right? Download the transaction from .loop, get the PDF documents out of them and load them up in here. So you have some real live data to play with, all right? You just won't be able to create any new loops after what date? September 15th. The Greensheets at the end of this month, that's correct. Now remember, Greensheets were not a .loop item. That was just a connector that went zapped from .loop, took that data and put it into the Greensheet. But that, as of September 1, this is what has to happen. Now remember, that's why I wanted to make you guys understand that this is not part of the DocuSign. They're two different things. Now, once everything is up and running connectively, a lot of this dual entry will go away. But in the beginning, you're going to have a little bit of both.
Do you sign in to do an offer through command, or do you sign in directly through DocuSign?
Offer, everything that I just showed you is done in command. The offers, opportunity, contacts, opportunities, offer, accept, that's all done in command.
So when we go into offers,
Don't confuse offers with what contract writing. Contract writing is something else. Offers is just, I've made an offer and here's the details on that offer.
okay, so when we go to write a contract,
That's in DocuSign on the, right.
directly in DocuSign, we don't have to do.
So if we haven't connected you yet, right, that's why I said raise your hands if you've connected to DocuSign. There will be a DocuSign plugin, and actually that's in the settings screen right now, where if I click on it, I'll be able to go and create an offer that will open up in DocuSign. It's not live yet, but that's how that's going to work. Good question. Okay. Well, when did you go into contract? So where am I going with this? No, where am I going with this? Carolina? The green sheet should already be created. That's where I was going. What are green sheets supposed to be done? Within 48 hours of ratification. Okay, fair enough. You could do it, but you could do it today. As long as you do it before the end of the month, you're fine. You close on the 15th. All green sheets in by the end of the month are okay. What else you got? Kevin? Soaking it all in. Look, you're looking at the board and you're trying to soak in everything that I just taught you over the last 45 minutes. Once you jump in and once you start playing with this, it will become very, very simple for you guys, okay? I'm not going anywhere, right? You know where to find me, right? There is a boatload of training videos, not just mine, right? Now, has everybody here joined the command group that I have going on? Or command group, sorry, the Facebook group, right? So I have a Facebook group, okay, where I am posting live information, and I will post this recorded training in here, and I'm posting all kinds of training that other people are doing that you guys can attend, okay? Now, I also, this Thursday, actually, I'll bring this up. Yes.
You can add it to our Facebook.
Yes, absolutely. So let me go into Connect here. All right, so open up. So right here, Thursday, August 29th, 3 p.m. That's 4 p.m. to us because that's Central Time. Okay. There is a class for all of you put on by corporate. So right here under, let me slide in. Come on. I'm just too far away from the. There we go. So under resources is Connect Live, right? kwconnect.com, resources and Connect Live. So on Thursday, right there in the middle of the screen, prep to get paid, command, compliance, and commissions. It's a more detailed version of what I just put on for you guys right now. Okay. I recommend that you guys all sit through it because they're going to give you more in-depth information and they'll cover a little bit more about DocuSign than I have access to right now in that class. So I recommend that you guys time block for yourself to be there for that class. They will repeat that class. That class will be recorded and you'll be able to watch it again. Okay. Remember, I talk about this pretty regularly. Once a week, you guys should be looking at what's coming up live through corporate and time block for these different training events. Very similar to a lot of things we do here in the office, but maybe this timetable works better for you guys, right? Maybe you think the instructors at corporate are better than me. I don't take that personal. I know they're not, but that's okay. They're doing it again on the 5th. And then on the left-hand side here, you see Connect Live on Demand. If you click on that, you can see previously recorded training classes by them, not by me, by them, right? Now, let me show you one other thing in here that I think is great for you guys. Under technology, they've redone the tech-enabled agent tab. Right on here, they've broken it down to bite-sized chunks. What are you looking for? General technology, I need support. I want to start live, and there's all kinds of videos on here. I scroll down. They break out component pieces, Command, Kelly, the new KW app. Come on. Scroll down. There we go. And all the way at the bottom of the page here, I've got these other links here, okay? 3 simple steps to start using Command. That's a class I'm doing next week, but it's right here. Connect Live classes, which is what I just showed you at the top. On-demand training, okay? How-to videos. If I click on the how-to videos button, okay, there's a list of how do I create an opportunity? How do I add a contact? How do I create an offer? Right, all these small 3 to 10 minute, 20-minute videos chunked out for you guys to learn how to do all the little components that are built within the system. Because we all learn at different speeds. Some of you can hear what I'm saying, implement it right away. Others need to stop, pause, rewind, soak it in. That was a lot. Let me start all over again. That's okay. Open a glass of wine, watch some videos when you get home, right? You don't need Netflix, or you can watch Command and Chill. No? Command and Chill? I like that, man. I get a t-shirt that says Command and Chill. All right, we've got 10 till. I'm a little early. So anybody that has a connected DocuSign, feel free to stick around. I will help you do that right now. If you have questions or you need follow-up, I just showed you where all that online training is, right? And once you started playing around with this and you're having more in-depth questions, schedule an appointment with me and come see me. Okay, but do me a favor, play around with it before you schedule an appointment to come see me. All right, some people like to just show up at my door and go, teach this all over me again? I can't. You've got to throw yourself into this, right? I love training you guys, but I can't train 206 of you guys individually, right? That's fair, yeah? Take the time. Throw yourself into the system. Don't be afraid of the system. You can't break the system. System breaks well enough all by its own. It's not worried about what you're going to do to it, okay? Go in there, play around with it, and have fun. Put some bogus information there. Create Mickey Mouse is selling them, you know, Mickey and Minnie are getting divorced, and they're going to sell the house, but they're going to, Daisy and Daffy are going to buy it, okay? I mean, have fun with this. Create some stuff in there. What's that? Right, who's getting the dog? You know, I'm not their lawyer, so, you know, we'll see what happens. But if you've got real live data, if you've got real live active listings, then use that, right? But if you don't have real stuff, create bogus stuff. You guys good? You are free to go. Like I said, I will download this, record this, and share this. Oh, okay.
So when are you doing that
Phone
phone class?
class? Which phone class? Kelly?
You said you get a phone and you don't take a class.
All right, so let's jump into DocuSign, okay? All right, so for those of you who want to stick around to go to DocuSign, so go into your command, okay? And then for you, those of you that are online, I appreciate you checking in with us. See if anybody's still online or if I've lost everybody. Yeah. I didn't hear the question. 5 minutes. It is easy peasy. Did you click activate next to the pending? Okay, then you should be good. You're not going to have access to we're just, yeah. Remember, you're not going to have access to anything yet. We're just connecting the accounts. There's libraries aren't available to you. Of course. What's that? Right, so for those of you that want more training because you can't get enough of me, I'm doing a designs class on Thursday at 1 o'clock. KW Command Designs. Yeah, designs. It's in Command. Creating mailers, flyers, landing pages. Thursday at 1 o'clock. Yeah, that's been a glitch we've been running into. Come back, try it again later. Jorge he walked away and about 2 hours later his went through. It's just overload with the amount of people that are activating, 180,000 people. You're fine. Oh, here's your mouse. Go ahead and put your password in. Oh. Yeah, the password that you created for the account. Remember, this is not to be your old DocuSign account. You're creating a new one, right?
I never had that.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, you're connected. All right, so let's start from scratch here, DocuSign, guys. All right, so is everybody in command? All right, so everybody's in command. Okay. All right, let me get into my command here.